I don't know. What were you were saying what again?
That was for all the high school seniors.
Oh, yeah, the ones
pomp
that...
and circumstance.
Yes.
Yes. Which is pomp and circumstance March number 1.
Not number 2.
No, not number 2.
1.
It's number 1. So that, again, is for graduating seniors. You can't hear it enough, right?
No, that's right.
Okay.
And, of course, we really don't know. I think Central's was last night, virtually, I guess, is what I understand. I don't know if other schools are different nights or... I mean, that's the way it's been in the past when we didn't have the challenge with virtual graduations.
Yeah, and my granddaughter, Emily Ann, it was 2 weeks ago. So her high school graduation, her college graduation has been totally postponed.
Yeah, they're going to do it later?
No, the high school they will do later. And just to explain, my granddaughter graduated from high school with an AA degree. So she's got the first 2 years of college out, and while she was completing high school. The community college will not hold a graduation ceremony, either virtual or in person. The high school held a virtual ceremony.
Yeah, and I understand that's what some of the schools did last night.
Yes. Yeah. And Monday night. I believe Southwest was Monday night.
Okay.
And St. Mary's and El Centro Catholic on Sunday night celebrated the high school graduates. This coming Sunday at 8 p.m., they will celebrate the college graduates.
Okay.
Okay.
And where will that be?
At St. Mary's Church in El Centro.
All right. Yes, sirree. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for some birthdays?
We've got birthdays.
Okay. How about our big shot birthdays? Actress Irma P. Hall is 85. Singer Ian Hunter, Mott the Hoople, 81. We mentioned Eddie Holman, 74. Actor Tristan Rogers is 74. Actress Penelope Wilton from Downton Abbey is 74. Singer Susie Quattro is 70. Singer Denise Williams, 70. Dan Hill, 66. Actor Susie Plaxon is 62. Actor Scott Valentine is 62. Actor Vic Sahay, 49. Actress Ariana Zucker is 46. Actress Nikki M. James, 39. Actor Josh Segarra is 34. Actress Lelaine Dupree, 33. Actress Ann Winters is 26. Yeah, well, those would be all of our big shot birthdays.
All the big guys and gals.
So local ones coming up.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
We are celebrating our KXO birthdays. Happy birthday, Alfredo Gallegos, Adrian Garcia, Christian Villascuta, Debbie McGee, Elizabeth Irving, Esteban Zambrano, Joanna Hernandez, Martha Arias, Roland Estrada, Sylvia Petrie, Vincent Ocampo Jr., Casimir Martinez, and Bob Kelton. Happy birthday from KXO. And it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood to celebrate a birthday. But stay hydrated, okay?
Yes, sirree, because it's going to be hot.
Yeah. Big news. Jim Beam now has its own brand of coffee.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's great for when you have a whiskey hangover. Yeah. So building on that theme, I can see Krispy Kreme Donuts coming out with their own brand of weight loss pills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, why not?
Yeah, okay. Today is World Bicycle Day. Yeah, for all the tweakers that spend all night long pedaling around the streets of El Centro and other cities in the valley, we salute you. and your bicycles, okay?
Bicycle. That's the title of a song that, the Queen did.
Queen did, yes. I ride my bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Today is Egg Day. Let's hear it for the egg.
Hip, hip, hurrah.
Yes, I'm not real big on eggs. I'm sorry. Anyway, and we mentioned it's World Bicycle Day. It's a great day to stick a bicycle brand playing card in the spokes of your bicycle of life.
All right.
Make it sound like a motorcycle,
Yeah,
right?
sound like a motorcycle.
Yes. Oh, well.
With playing cards.
Okay, well, or use the Mickey Mantle rookie card that you got, right?
Oh, yeah, you could use baseball cards.
Sure. Yeah.
That would have worked, or did work. And, of course, like I said, playing cards worked. Cardboard worked.
Yes. Yeah. Or just going...
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah. Okay.
People liked you to keep your distance even back then, They didn't want you to shower on them.
You got it. Okay, we've got news. We've got a visit with Mayor Efrain Silva coming up, so we're going to jump in and start off with a look at World in California news headlines, brought to you this morning by your friends at Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist.
CBS News special report. President Trump says he's not the one who ordered police to clear out protesters across the street from the White House Monday with tear gas and flash grenades. He also tells Fox News,
you have protesters, but you also have anarchists and looters and a lot of people that are bad people, okay? A lot of bad people.
After Lafayette Park was closed, the president walked to a nearby church, Bible in hand. Former Democratic presidential hopeful Elizabeth Warren marched outside the White House last night.
He is imposing violence on our people. People are here to protest peacefully.
In Portland, Oregon, police used tear gas on people who broke away from a large demonstration.
Hid in a doorway because the police had started coming at us. I went out, I saw a smoke grenade kicked within like 2 feet of us. So I went out and I tried to kick it back at the police officers.
CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Lock Air Conditioning wants you to protect the things you care about. Protect your family with the air scrubber that utilizes Active Pure, certified technology to protect against airborne and surface contaminants. Clean, deodorize, purify, and protect not only your family, but your home. The air scrubber installs easily to your heating and cooling system, and it's made in the USA. Call Lock Air Conditioning now for details. 760-353-4501. Lock Air Conditioning, and protect the things you care about. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news. More demonstrations across the country and across California Tuesday, this time mostly peaceful with a few exceptions.
We had a group of individuals that were involved in the protest here at 4th and Broadway that pushed their way into this building. Some went to the basement and some went to the roof, and they were throwing projectiles at officers.
Captain Tim Callis with LA Police. Big groups of demonstrators outside the home of Mayor Eric Garcetti in Los Angeles. He eventually joined them after holding a news conference at City Hall in which he introduced 16-year-old Davion Pilgrim, who says he was recently racially profiled by police.
I was accused of being associated with the gang. I thought that really hurt because that's not me.
Most of the arrests in L.A., Sacramento, and elsewhere Tuesday were for curfew violations. 3 people dead after a helicopter crash near Fairfield Tuesday afternoon. Cal Fire officials say the helicopter struck a power line, sparking a fire that charged 7 acres. The crash moments after the helicopter hit those power lines. More warm weather across the state today. Jeff Scott, California News.
World in California news headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Lock Air Conditioning. They'll keep you cool and comfortable.
O'Reilly. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for $28.95 and get a $10 O'Reilly gift card after mail-in rebate. You can even order at O'ReillyAuto.com and we'll deliver it curbside. Protect your engine from sludge and wear at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time to get to the yard. It's time to get outside and make it amazing. to get to the grass and the sunny afternoons. It's the season to get your backyard ready for action. To get the lawn lush and green and get rid of those pesky patches. It's easy to make your lawn better than ever with Scott's. Because even though this year may feel different, the best things never change. So let's get to it. This is your season. Time to enjoy it. Scott's. Get to the yard.
It's page one of the local news. Page one is a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. Quick Lane, they're ready to serve.
Taking a look at the latest in local news, the El Centro City Council met in regular session last night. We have a visit with the mayor of El Centro, Efrain Silva.
The city continues to work in our coronavirus recovery plan with the County of Imperial. With recent revisions by Governor Newsom to the state guidelines for reopening, many retail businesses have reopened in the city. The Imperial Valley Road to Recovery Plan is close to meeting the matrix that will allow the reopening of other businesses such as restaurants, beauty salons, and barbershops. In order to assist the reopening of businesses in El Centro, the council last night approved a budget of $200,000 for micro-business loans to help small businesses affected by the coronavirus. Also $34,000 to purchase around 400 touchless thermometers and $30,000 for face masks and hand sanitizers. These items will be provided to small businesses in El Centro to assist in their reopening plan and guidelines. The council approved a $99 million budget for fiscal year 2020-2021. The approved budget included a $1.8 million shortfall that will be funded by existing budget reserves. The fiscal shortfall is attributed to a number of factors, including a $1.3 million reduction in sales tax revenue caused by the coronavirus pandemic, and also an increase in pension and personnel costs. Earlier in the year, the council appointed a fiscal sustainability task force that recommended a number of cost-cutting measures that reduced the projected deficit from $2.8 million down to $1.8 million. The task force will continue to meet this year and recommend additional reductions to reduce the budget shortfall. The budget does include funding for the construction of a new city library and a new headquarters for the police department. This project will be funded with Measure P sales tax revenue. City Hall is now open during regular business hours with physical and protective measures implemented. Our parks remain open with social distancing guidelines. Most all other city facilities remain closed. Finally, the council reappointed Mr. Oliver Alvarado to the El Centro Regional Medical Center Board of Trustees. Residents are reminded to complete your census questionnaire if you haven't done so, and also that the construction of a new bridge on Imperial Avenue and the freeway will begin in late June. This is a brief summary of the actions taken by the El Centro City Council last night. Please contact the City Clerk Office for a copy of the full council agenda. We ask everyone to continue practicing preventive measures established by healthcare professionals, including social distancing, using face masks when in public, wash hands regularly, and stay home when sick. Let us continue working together to defeat this virus.
Kxo News Time 7:43.
It's Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers for your service needs. Whether it's a lube job, oil and filter change, brake job, battery or wheel balance and alignment, Quick Lane can handle it. And Quick Lane services all makes and all models. Oh, and by the way, you never need an appointment. Tires, all the best brands at the best price. Guaranteed. See your Quick Lane service advisor for details. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in the Brawley Auto Plaza, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and on Imperial Avenue in El Centro, right next to Food for Less.
In other local news, Annette Butner case continued again. George Gail has the story.
Her latest court appearance was late last week. Even though Butner had asked to be present at future court appearances, she did not show up in person. She reported telephonically. This created a problem because she could not converse in private with her attorney. The judge complained the trial was way behind schedule before he granted one more extension. He suggested Butner and her attorney make arrangements to be present at the next court hearing set for June 9th. Butner, a member of the Imperial County Board of Education, is charged with 2 counts of perjury, 1 count of filing a false declaration of candidacy, and 1 count of grand theft. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gail.
The number of positive COVID-19 cases in Imperial County continues to rise. The County Health Department updated the coronavirus numbers on Tuesday morning. There are 1,798 positive cases reported, with 837 considered active. So far, 932 individuals have recovered from the virus. The death toll remains at 29. The number of positive cases from Calexico is now 585, while El Centro accounted for 499 cases. A second OptumServe testing site is open as of today at the Imperial Veterans Hall in Imperial, while the other OptumServe site has been moved to the Calexico Community Center. Residents may go online at the County Health Department website and make an appointment to be tested. A physician referral is not necessary, and there is no cost. Well, here's the question. Was the victim the perpetrator? Here's more on that story.
It happened as early Sunday morning in the 800 block of El Centro Avenue. Police say 2 men were leaving a party when they were approached by an armed man. The 3 got into a discussion that turned into an argument that turned into a fight. It ended with the armed man suffering a gunshot wound. He was transported to the hospital for treatment. El Centro police are investigating the incident and are asking the public to contact investigators with any information surrounding that incident. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gail.
That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the Local News, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment. Gold and Diamond Exchange is finally open in their new permanent location. Gold and Diamond Exchange, 593 Main Street, 6th and Main, downtown El Centro. Still buying gold and silver jewelry and coins, as well as military collectibles. If you need cash to get you through these difficult times, see Lonnie at Gold and Diamond Exchange, 6th and Main, El Centro. Page 2 of the Local News and weather, brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for life insurance, health insurance, or retirement planning.
Continuing with more local news, a homicide investigation in Yuma, Arizona. Here's more in the story.
A report of shots fired came in at just before 11 Monday night. Yuma County Sheriffs responded to the scene in the 3800 block of West 5th Street. Upon arrival, they found a deceased male victim. The victim had been shot. 2 other male victims were found. Both were suffering from gunshot wounds. They were transported to Yuma Regional Medical Center for treatment. No other information has been released, including the identities of the victims. Sheriff's Office says the case remains under investigation at this time. Anyone with any information is asked to contact the Yuma County Sheriff's Office. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gail.
2 deaths under investigation. The bodies were both discovered on Saturday. The deaths were not connected. Sunday morning, Border Patrol agents found a male body near Highway 98 and Clark Lane. It is suspected the man had entered the U.S. illegally. The second body was discovered Saturday evening. The male body was on top of a truck stopped on Industrial Avenue in Calipatria. Neither man has been identified. The cause of death in both instances remains under investigation. Jason Jackson's case still not settled. George Gail has the story.
The El Centro City Council member was in court last month. The court was to hear arguments on the judge's determination that Jackson had violated the terms of his probation. Jackson had claimed he had followed the terms of probation in his request to have the probation revoked. The judge said it had been discovered that Jackson had 2 speeding tickets, which are considered crimes. Therefore, Jackson filed a false report when he claimed to have obeyed the rules for probation. One of the rules is to avoid criminal activity. In his court appearance, Jackson's attorney, Robert Espinosa, could not attend because of illness. Espinosa later passed away. The judge continued the matter until June 26th. Jackson's legal problems began in 2016 when he was arrested for cruelty to animals after it was found he was the owner of an emaciated horse. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gail.
We'll be back with a look at the weather.
David H. West Insurance has been helping residents in Imperial Valley for many years with their insurance needs. David, Jose, and staff are trained professionals who can help you make the right decision with your insurance coverage, from health, Medicare, and most importantly, a life insurance plan. How much life insurance do you need and what's your monthly cost? We'll call David H. West Insurance today to make an appointment and get a free quote on a life insurance plan that's right for you and your family at 760-352-3411. That's 352-3411.
Here's Carol Buckley with the weather update.
According to the National Weather Service, an excessive heat warning is in effect today and tomorrow. Expect hot temperatures today and tomorrow as strong high pressure builds over the region. A low pressure system will move through the region Friday, causing winds to increase and temperatures to begin cooling a bit. Winds will decrease by Saturday as temperatures drop to below normal values and remain as such into early next week. 103 the high yesterday, 75 the low. Sunny and hot today with a high near 110. West wind about 5 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 79. West wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Thursday sunny and hot with a high near 110. West-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour. We have 82 degrees downtown El Centro, 27% relative humidity. Wind out of the west-southwest 3 to 7 miles per hour. Page 2 of the local news and the weather, brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplemental coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
Dippy Duck wants to remind everyone to stay active, play safe, and be cool this summer. Even if you don't have access to a swimming pool, there are plenty of other ways to cool off without going near canals. To play it safe, please remember Dippy Duck's rules. Never swim in a canal, never play near canals, and never jump into a canal. If you see someone fall in, get help or call 911. If something drops in accidentally, let it go. Things can always be replaced, but your life can't. Just stay away, and you'll stay alive.
It's sports time, and the Owners and Major League Baseball Players Association have been far apart for most of their negotiating sessions, but they appear to be making some progress. The union embraced the proposal from the owners to only play a regional schedule during the 2020 regular season as to limit travel as much as possible. That according to sources. So some movement there. The leagues would reportedly remain intact for the purposes of the standings. That means no 10-team divisions by region. It's still the 6th division. And when it comes to the playoffs, well, however we can make the most money. And the NBA is looking at a 22-team format for the season's proposed resumption beginning July 31st in Orlando, Florida. Commissioner Adam Silver is expected to have a proposal to take to a vote of the NBA's Board of Governors by tomorrow. The expectation is that the NBA draft and the opening of free agency would follow in sequential order in October.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
Well, NFL players are not expected to return to their team facilities until training camp. Most teams already have reopened their facilities on a limited basis for essential employees amid the coronavirus pandemic, but healthy players still are not allowed to return. Discussions about when to allow players to return are ongoing, according to sources, and neither the NFL nor any teams have announced official dates for when training camp will begin. And, NASCAR is set to return to Nashville. Nashville Speedway will hold a cup race for the first time next season, ending NASCAR's decade-long absence from that track. That's it for Sports Time. Stick around. We've got a look at financial news coming up.
Since 1901, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has provided the finest printing and copying services from start to finish. When you choose Imperial Printers Rocket Copy, you can feel confident in our expertise and personal attention to your project. We have a team of professional graphic designers ready to take your ideas and make them a reality. From promotional merchandise, full-color brochures, blueprints, and high-speed copies to business forms and everything else in between, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers dependable and affordable quality printing. Thank you for choosing locally owned and operated Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. We have convenient locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
It's financial news and a brief look at the weather. U.S. stocks rose in early trade today, a day after major equity benchmarks closed at their highest levels since early March, as a private sector employment report showed the damage to the labor market last month was less severe than feared. The Dow Jones Industrial Average up 190 points at 25,933. The S&P 500 up 21 points at 3,102. And the NASDAQ Composite up 32 at 9,641. Markets have climbed a virtual wall of worry to head higher over the past several sessions, shrugging off social strife and violent demonstrations in major cities, testiness between the U.S. and China, and the economic carnage wrought by the coronavirus pandemic. Stocks were seen getting a lift as data from ADP showed private sector employers shed 2.76 million jobs in May, following a decrease of 20.2 million in April. Last month's fall was much less than the 8.66 million job losses expected from economists earlier. Kxo Radio and the Imperial Valley Business Recovery Task Force ask that you take the pledge. Commit to keeping yourself and our community safe and help fight the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Doing this will mean reopening of more businesses and a return to more normal activities. The pledge: I pledge to support local business. I pledge to abide by the standards outlined by the businesses I frequent. I pledge to protect my community by taking responsibility for my actions. I pledge to wash my hands according to CDC recommendations. I pledge to wear my face covering properly when visiting businesses. I pledge to respect social distancing of 6 feet and refrain from gathering in groups. I pledge to do my part and make a difference in the valley. Take the pledge. Help our Imperial Valley recover. It's going to be sunny and hot today. There is an excessive heat warning in effect for today and tomorrow. Look for a high temperature near 110. West winds about 5 miles an hour. Clear tonight with a low around 79. West wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow sunny and hot again with a high near 110. West-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles an hour. 83 degrees, 28% relative humidity. Wind out of the southwest at 5 to 7 miles an hour. Check out our website, kxoradio.com. News and information you can use. Find us, follow us on Facebook.
Communities are starting to feel the financial impact of COVID-19, but we want you to know that there is help.
We have disability insurance for workers exposed to or ill with COVID-19, paid family leave for those caring for an ill or quarantined family member, and unemployment insurance for reduced hours or lost work. We're all in this together. For more information, visit covid19.ca.gov.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO, El Centro, on AM 1230. KXO.
CBS News is brought to you by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Capital One Bank.
I'm Steve Kathan in northern New Jersey. In a time of turmoil in American cities, we've heard from President Trump, who's been criticized for what he's said and done, especially Tuesday night's D.C. photo op.
The president suggests he wasn't aware police would use violent tactics to clear the way for his walk to St. John's Church.
I didn't say, move them out. I didn't know who was there. I figured I was going to walk over to the church very nearby.
The Episcopal leaders who run the church, who were themselves forced from the area by police, were furious that the church was used as a backdrop for a presidential photo op. But Mr. Trump tells Fox News most religious leaders loved it.
It's only the other side that didn't like it. You know, the opposition party, as the expression goes.
Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, Washington.
Well, despite the president's threat to use the military under a rarely used law, Defense Secretary Mark Esper doesn't see it happening.
The option to use active duty forces in a law enforcement role should only be used as a matter of last resort and only in the most urgent and dire of situations. We are not in one of those situations now.
Protests were mostly peaceful around the country. Tonight, reporter Jacqueline Abad says there were tense moments in Portland, Oregon.
You can hear flashbangs in the background as we continue to follow this. The crowd is now dispersing down this way towards the Apple Store. Flashbangs continue to go up. We can see smoke off into the distance.
Well, CBS's David Begnaud has more on what happened in New York City.
Their chants were echoing off the skyscrapers here in the concrete jungle. They took a left turn onto the famed Fifth Avenue, and in the shadow of Trump Tower, they knelt down in honor of George Floyd.
In Philadelphia, workers today took down a statue of former Mayor Frank Rizzo. It was defaced during a recent protest. Rizzo was a polarizing figure in the 1970s and 80s. A private firm is out with a look at the job picture last month. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
ADP said private payrolls declined by a much smaller than expected 2.76 million in May. Economists were expecting a decline of more than 8 million.
ADP pegs 22.6 million job cuts since March. CBS News meteorologist Jeff Baradelli's got his eye today on Tropical Storm Cristobal in the Gulf of Mexico.
The storm is producing life-threatening flooding in Central America, where easily over 2 feet of rain is going to fall in some locations. Now, the storm's going to meander for a couple of days and then eventually make a northward track.
Reports say President Trump plans to bar Chinese airlines from flying to the U.S. starting later this month. The Dow's up 350. This is CBS News.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open a new savings account with a rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Under the Hood, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. As auto plants reopen, safety is a top concern. Here's auto expert Jeff Gilbert.
Ford Chief Operating Officer Jim Farley says they put together a playbook for reopening their plants.
It's critical that we get this restart right.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get guaranteed low prices and excellent customer service at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Moms have a superpower we like to call Mom Magic.
Mom Magic.
And now, Navy Federal Credit Union has a way to help moms get even more with the More Rewards American Express card.
Works like magic.
With triple points on groceries, moms can turn a year's worth of trips to the supermarket into a trip to Hawaii.
Superpowered rewards.
Visit NavyFederal.org to apply. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Insured by NCUA. American Express is a registered service mark of American Express used by Navy Federal under license.
More questions are being aimed at police in Virginia's capital city.
Richmond, Virginia police are denying accusations. Their officers spit on a protester who was handcuffed and sitting on the ground. Video of the incident has been widely shared on social media.
Got it! We got that on camera! Hey! Hey, we see you!
The police department says the officers were spitting on the grass and not on the detainee. The incident follows outrage over Richmond police tear-gassing protesters. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
In Omaha, Nebraska, over the weekend, a white bar owner shot a 22-year-old man to death during a protest. Authorities say the man feared for his life and business and won't face felony charges. Warner Brothers is making the film Just Mercy free to rent on all digital platforms this month. It's based on a best-selling memoir about racial injustice and mass incarceration. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
The food insecurity rate for Imperial Valley is estimated at 17% for all residents. Tragically, it soars to 33% for our children. Imagine 1 of every 3 children are challenged by hunger. The Imperial Valley Food Bank is striving to end hunger in the valley. When kids have nutritious food to eat, they learn more in school, are sick less often, crime declines, and the cycle of poverty can end. This is John Levada asking you to support the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
CBS News presented by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991. Become a hunger warrior. Contact the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
Danger, excitement, mustaches. It's time for another episode
With Carroll Buckley, AM 1230 KXO. 1230 KXO.
Hello.
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 Oh, hello, Barney.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Hi. How you doing there? Yellow. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yo. Hello. 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 Hello.